all, just sitting up here in Bradley 3, trying to answer these reflection questions at 4 a.m. So here goes nothing. First question for the Bacchae was, what about the play was meaningful to you? I don't know. It's really hard to relate to the play in that sense. Meaningful, I would say, just observing the amount of extreme emotion that was present in the play, of hatred. I mean, Dionysus's hatred for Pentheus, and Pentheus's hatred for Dionysus, and people that were following him, to the fact where they were so violent towards each other. I don't know if I'd say that was directly meaningful to me, but it was just interesting to observe, and I guess kind of struck with me as intriguing to just see that played out in a fictional setting, just because it's not something you really see in everyday life. The second question, I believe, was about the themes that I observed in the play, and one of the main themes I think that was in the play was jealousy. Zeus's wife Hera was jealous of Semele, or whatever her name was, and ended up getting her killed over that. And Pentheus was jealous of everybody worshiping Dionysus, and to the point where he wanted to go kill the people that were worshiping him, and kill who he thought was leading the cult he believed that was going on. So that's very extreme forms of jealousy. Madness was another theme, I believe. There are spells being casted on people, making them do things they didn't want to do, and Pentheus being so angry that he was driven to wanting to kill people. And I just think that it just all revolves around the theme of madness. And then religion, I definitely think there's a pretty hefty religious aspect of this, obviously with Dionysus being a demigod, but just ritual dancing happening in the woods with the Maenads, and people, Dionysus and Pentheus wanting worship, just a very religious aspect to it. And then, so the next question is, how are the Maenads depicted in the play, and how does this reflect on Greek society? The Maenads are just kind of people who worship Dionysus because they're under a spell, and that's not really their choice, but they're so entranced that they do it, and it makes them look very weak and can't make their own decisions. And I believe that reflected on Greek society, that Greeks probably believed that women were very weak and didn't really need or shouldn't really make their own decisions. And I think that theme is definitely portrayed in the play. The fourth question has to do with why Elvis is on the front of the cover, and I think that's because Elvis is somewhat comparable to Dionysus with the way that women worshipped him and wanted to follow him and do as he said, just as Dionysus did, except he kind of put people in trances. So it's a little different in that aspect, but somewhat of a parallel there. And then the fifth question was ask two questions of your own. One I would ask would be, is there any symbolism that came about or that was meant to be portrayed by the very violent ripping apart of people that happened several times throughout the play? Was there any symbolism or meaning in that? And then also, what was it so much with putting people in trances and casting spells? Why was that such a significant part of the play? Dionysus does it several times. I feel like the play could have been twisted to just have him convince people to do it out of their own will, but lots of spells and usage was that. Was there any sort of commentary on society or something with that aspect of the play? And that's it. Thank you.